So when you hear the name Kobe, what comes to mind? For a lot of us, it's two things, right? That world-famous, incredibly marbled beef, and a truly devastating earthquake. But the real story of this Japanese city is so much more than that. It's this amazing tale of resilience, a story written between the mountains and the sea that shows us how a city can not only survive the unthinkable, but completely reinvent itself.
To really get Kobe, you've got to understand its geography. I mean, look at it. The entire city is literally squeezed into this long, narrow strip of land. On one side, you've got the steep Roko Mountains just looming over it, hemming it in. And on the other, the massive Osaka Bay, its gateway to the entire world. This constant push and pull, this tension between being contained and being open, that is the key to everything that makes Kobe, well, Kobe.
So first up, let's dive into how this very specific, kind of cramped spot on the map created an identity that's just unlike any other in Japan.
Even the city's name tells the story. Kobe doesn't come from some famous landmark or an old warlord. Nope. It comes from the ancient Kanbei. These were the families whose job it was to support the Ikuta Shrine, which is one of the oldest shrines in all of Japan. So right from its very beginnings, the city was built around this deep spiritual core.
Now, because it was trapped in that narrow coastal plain, Kobe couldn't grow out, so it grew sideways. It became this long, thin ribbon city. So what happens when you run out of land? Well, if you're Kobe, you just build more. They created these massive artificial islands, like Port Island and Roko Island, by literally carving rock out of the mountains and dumping it into the bay. An absolutely stunning feat of engineering when you think about it.
So this unique geography didn't just shape the land, it pretty much wrote the city's destiny. Kobe didn't just look out at the world, it threw the doors wide open, becoming one of Japan's first and most important gateways for international trade.
And the city's evolution was fast. I mean, really fast. For centuries, it was this quiet town centered around that ancient shrine. Then, boom, 1868, the port officially opens to foreign trade and everything changes. Almost overnight, it morphs into this bustling industrial powerhouse. Shipbuilding, steel, you name it.
And with all that trade came people. And with people came this incredible explosion of culture. Kobe became home to Japan's very first mosque, one of its few Jain temples, and an active synagogue. You can still see this legacy today when you walk through the beautiful Western mansions in the Kitano district or taste it in the incredible food in Nankin-machi, the local Chinatown. Fun fact, Kobe is even the birthplace of Western-style sweets in Japan.
But this story of steady international growth, it all came to a sudden, violent stop on a single morning. A morning that would become the defining moment of modern Kobe.
At 5:46 in the morning, a magnitude 7.3 earthquake, known as the Great Hanshin Earthquake, ripped through the region. And the epicenter? It was terrifyingly close.
The devastation, it was almost total. More than 6,000 people lost their lives. The port, the very heart of the city's economy, was just gone, destroyed. Elevated highways had toppled over like toys. Buildings collapsed and fires raged everywhere. The city was brought to its knees.
You have to ask, right? It must have felt impossible to answer then. How do you even begin to rebuild not just the buildings and the roads, but the spirit of a city that has lost so much? And yet, it did. This is where Kobe truly earns its nickname, the Phoenix City, because it didn't just rebuild what was lost. It fundamentally reinvented itself from the ground up.
The city made this incredible strategic pivot. With its old economic engine of heavy industry just crippled, Kobe's leaders knew they couldn't just rebuild the past. They had to invest in the future. So on the now blank slate of Port Island, they created one of Japan's biggest biomedical innovation clusters, attracting cutting-edge medical research and even hosting world-class supercomputers. It was a conscious, deliberate shift from steel to science.
And you better believe they learned the hard lessons from that day. The entire city was rebuilt with resilience baked into its DNA. We're talking new building codes, smarter urban planning, and heavily engineered dams up in the mountains to prevent landslides. The goal was simple: never, ever again.
Today, you can literally see this journey in the city's symbols. The classic red port tower still stands, beautifully restored, a link to the past. But right nearby, you'll find the Be Kobe monument. It's this powerful statement of civic pride, of remembrance, and a testament to the strength of the community that brought this city back from the brink.
All right, so what does this incredibly resilient city look like today? And what does its future hold?
Well, today, Kobe is a mature city of about 1.5 million people, but it is not standing still. Its leadership is pushing forward a massive redevelopment of the central Sanamiya district, and it's stepping back onto the global stage as a key hub for the huge World Expo 2025 happening in nearby Osaka.
But the city's story of transformation is definitely not over. Like a lot of places in Japan, Kobe is now facing a whole new set of challenges. It's dealing with a youth drain as young people move to the mega hubs of Osaka and Tokyo. It's working to support a rapidly aging population in its suburbs. And it's still figuring out that delicate balance between its powerful industrial past and its high-tech, service-based future. The next chapter is already being written.
And that's really the core of Kobe's modern identity, isn't it? It is a city that has proven time and time again that it can reinvent itself, from a simple shrine town to a global port, from an industrial powerhouse to a biotech hub. Its story is this incredible lesson in resilience, and it leaves us with one last, fascinating question. After rising from the rubble, what will Kobe's next transformation be?